It was when I was younger, when I got my first Pokemon game. I remember my excitement when I opened the blue ribbon off that shining red gift, revealing a fresh copy of Pokemon Black. Quickly, I popped my game into the DS and began to play. Those were wonderful times. Every single pixel on that game was a new adventure to me. When I first played, I picked Tepig, and I named it Tep. I loved Tep. He was like my best friend. I always cherished him every chance I had. In fact, he ended up having max happiness. Since I wanted Tep to stay cute and small all the time, I always pressed B every time he tried to evolve. I did the same with most of my team, since I didn't even know what an Everstone was. At the end of the game, my team was Tep the Tepig, Lily the Lillipup, Aud the Audino, Ven the Venipede, which I replaced with a Victini named Teeny, and Tick the Shiny Joltik, who I found randomly when I was grinding Chargedome Cave, and of course Reshiram the Reshiram. Yeah, I was bad at nicknames. However, one day, I sadly lost the cartridge to the depths of my couch. After that, I went into a deep sadness and began to block Pokemon out of my life. It was like I'd actually lost someone to lose Tep. But eventually, I recovered, and slowly, I forgot about Pokemon. I had succeeded in keeping Pokemon away from my life, but in the process, I'd forgotten about my team. Lily, Aud, Ben, Tick, Teeny, and Reshi and Tep. But one day, I came back to the franchise. It began when I was much older. I was browsing the store and found a copy of Pokemon Sun and Pokemon Moon. Of course, I picked Sun because it looked cooler. I had so many adventures when I played that. I was very good at the game, and I mastered it quickly. My final team in this game was a Decidueye, a Blissey, a Gengar, a Talonflame, a Zygarde, and finally, my Solgaleo. Several Pokemon had to be swapped out for stronger ones. Stronger, more powerful ones, more capable for lasting battles. I swept through the Elite Four like a gentle breeze. The champion was a bit of a challenge, but it wasn't that much of a problem. After playing through the game, I completed the Alola Pokédex and replaced almost my whole team, besides Solgaleo of course, with Ultra Beasts. Beside one of them, which instead I replaced with Magiana. Even Decidueye. I don't really care about that mushy love Pokemon stuff. Just what Pokemon are stronger and or rarer. One day, however, I found that dusty old Pokemon Black cartridge. I found it, tucked deep under my couch. The sticker was scratched up and in tatters, covered in a thick layer of dust. Swiftly, I blew the dust off the cover of the black cartridge. Sweet, I mumbled. Free game. With a soft click, I removed the Pokemon Sun cartridge from my DS, pushing the Pokemon Black cartridge into the slot, and soon, the game booted up. When I saw I had a continue option, me being my curious self, I clicked it. It seemed that I had saved last in the Pokemon Center. Quickly, I opened up the menu and selected Pokemon, revealing my party. Sweet! I had a shiny Joltik, a Reshiram, and a Victini all within the same team. But I wasn't very interested in the others. Really? A Lillipup, an Audino, and a Tepig. Even worse, the Tepig was level 100. I had no chance of evolving it. Trash, I thought. Then I got an idea. I'd release the ones I didn't want, and keep the goodies. I walked over to the PC and opened it up. The only Pokemon in there was a single Venipede named Ven. Ugh. Clicking on Ven, I quickly pressed the button to release it, and it faded away. Suddenly, a text box appeared. Ven? Huh? I thought. Must be some sort of glitch. I ignored it and released Audino. Another text box appeared. Aud? This was getting freaky, but I ignored it. Next, I released Lily. Lily! This was getting really creepy. I didn't care. Last, I released the Tepig. Tep. No! And the Tepig faded away from my party. I swore I began to hear a soft sobbing noise, but I barely paid attention. I closed out the menu and began to transfer up the Pokemon. Afterwards, I wiped the save file and removed the Pokemon Black cartridge. As I removed the cartridge, I swore I heard a soft voice whisper, "Why?" into my ear. Now, I had lots of fun messing around with my new Victini and Reshiram. He swept everybody. People even called me a hacker for having those two Pokemon. But I didn't really care. My team was overpowered, and it was completely legit. However, every time I won a battle using my Victini and Reshiram, I could have swore I heard a quiet voice saying, "You kept them. Why not me?" But one day, I seemed to make the voice furious. I was chatting with one of my friends, John, via the festival plaza, teasing about how Emboar sucked, and how it looked stupid with that big chubby bell and all those dark brown poofs. I then brought up that I released a level 100 Tepig named Tep, on the same game I got my Victini and Reshiram from. John's response was, "Lol, that was brutal," if I remember correctly. Suddenly, my screen began to flicker and glitch, and a text box appeared. Brutal, it was. How could you release me? Huh? Was the first thing that flew through my head as I read that. I typed to my friend, "Hey, I just got a creepy text box." John responding, "Lol, not me." Then another text box appeared. "Why?" A loud sobbing wail echoed throughout my ears, making me jump out of my chair. Then somebody got into a link battle with me. But it wasn't any normal trainer. It was a Tepig. But it wasn't any normal Tepig. It had scars all over its body. Its ears were shredded up. Blood even leaked from its nostrils, and tears of blood were trickling down its cheeks. It had a look of dread on its face. A text box appeared, and what it said truly disturbed me. "Abandoned Pokemon Tep wants to battle." It was the very same Tepig that I released. Quickly, I sent out my Buzzwole, hoping that I could deal with the Tepig quickly. Tep got the first turn, and the Tepig used a move I'd never seen before. Tep used Painful Screech. A loud, heavy, distorted and slowed down Tepig cry blasted out my speakers at max volume, making my heart skip a beat. The animation for the move seemed to be Tep coughing out blood. It did no damage to my Buzzwole though. Then another text box popped up. "Buzzwole runs away in fear." Using its wings, Buzzwole flew up and off the screen, and automatically switched into my next Pokemon. My next 4 Pokemon, it did it again. Guzzlord runs away in fear. Xurkitree runs away in fear. Solgaleo runs away in fear. Magearna runs away in fear. My last Pokemon were Reshiram and Victini. This one I sent out first was my Victini. Yet again, Tep used Painful Screech. It made the same gruesome noise to the same gruesome animation. However, instead of running away, my Victini did something else. Teeny feels sorry for Tep. Suddenly, the battle turned into a double battle. Tep was accompanied by my Victini, also known as Teeny. My battlers were Reshiram and my character. What the heck was my trainer gonna do? Then, yet another text box popped up. Teeny used Fusion Flare. The normal, regular Fusion Flare animation played as a massive burst of fire was fired at my character and my Reshiram. However, its effects were different. My Reshiram and my trainer had dropped to the floor. Their skin had been heavily burned, especially my characters. They were just laying on the floor, blood pooling under them. 2 text boxes then appeared that confirmed all my worries. Reshi passed away. You passed away. That made me jump. What the hell? I expected this sick, twisted Wi-Fi battle to end by now. But no. It continued. Tep. Teeny, how dare you? Huh? Another text box appeared. Tep used slaughter. Tep then pounced on Teeny, blasting a fiery beam of blazing hot flames into its face. Once Tep was done using the move, Teeny's body now resembled my character in Reshiram's, heavily charred. Teeny passed away. Tep flopped onto the ground, like a fainting Pokemon. I swore I heard the loud noise of somebody crying throughout my entire house. A text box then appeared. Tep. What have I done? What Tep did next shocked me. Tep used suicide. He shot a blast of fire at the ground below him, causing a massive flame to engulf him. Once the fire stopped, Tep was laying on the ground, dead like the others, and yet another text box appeared. Tep passed away. The game faded into a picture of my character, Reshi, Teeny and Tep, all laying in a pile in a dark stone room. Blood was sloppily smeared in the text that read "Game Over" on the wall. Then, there was a loud crack as the game faded to black, and so did my love of Pokemon. Thank you for listening to the end. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to click that like button, and if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe and tap the bell icon to make sure you never miss a story.